I think it's quite telling for you and touching that you notice the love out there and the love in here, which is authentic and true. And if Germans are one thing, I think you could say we're authentic in our expression of emotion, especially. So it's heartfelt. Just a couple of questions. We really appreciate you coming here. We appreciate you making the journey to present the film personally. This is a journey that started, I think, 30 years ago for you, Horizon?
1988.
Wow, 36 years ago. And just take us inside a couple of things of what drove you all these years to tell the story, why you wanted to tell it, why you wanted to tell it in 4 chapters.
It was a story that came to me. I don't know about you, but I'm glad I'd never seen a UFO. Okay? I'm really happy about that. Because I think to myself, if I saw one, I would not be able to do anything but tell people I saw one. And then all your friends, for the rest of their life, would think that Kevin's crazy. He thinks he actually saw a UFO. So I'm glad that never happened to me. But I live in a different world where I see stories. And I had this dream of people who left Europe and crossed this big Atlantic Ocean just on the promise that if they could get to a place called America, and if they were strong enough, and if they were mean enough, if they were tough enough, if they were resourceful enough, they could have something of their own. And my ancestors did that very thing. In the 1600s, went to America. And so I've told the story in 4 movies of what that journey might be like. And, you know, Europe is filled with history. It's old and rich. And America is, 300 years ago, there was nothing there. It was like the Garden of Eden, with just the animals and people who lived there for 15,000 years. And so I decided to make a movie based on the magic of going out west and seeing land that looked like it never stopped. But it was a dangerous place, and people survived. Your ancestors survived, and that's why I made this movie.
Thank you. You've assembled an incredible cast for the film. I mean, a lot of big stars besides yourself, a lot of really well-known character actors that people know from dozens of movies, even though at least here they may not know their names. They know them from the work that they've done. Can you tell us a couple of things about the work with the actors and with this ensemble that you put together? Because it's a really rich ensemble, and it's really impressive.
Oh, well, I'll tell them. It's probably the last thing because I want you to see this movie, but there's so many Westerns that have been made, and I will tell you honestly from my heart, I don't like all of them, most of them. Because sometimes when we make a story about the American West, we make it too simple. There's a black hat and there's a white hat. And the Native Americans don't look anything like they really look or sound. And so my whole life I've rejected those Westerns, but I know in my heart that I'm in love with making them, and I knew that I would make them. And in this instance, the thing that's most different about Horizon is that women are central characters throughout the 4 movies. I think you'll see that. And that's why you can take your daughters. It's a rough movie. It's hard. And that's why you can take your sons. It's a rough movie, and it's hard. But you can equally say, that looks very much like an authentic movie. And so I decided that I would get the very best actors, Sienna Miller, Abby Lee, Ella Hunt, some young actresses that you've never seen. And they're electrifying, and they only get stronger. I wish I was you tonight, watching the movie for the first time. I wish I was you. Thank you for receiving me.
Thank you very much, Thank you. Vielen Dank.